Um, Merry Christmas. This is Streams. I don't want to be too I don't want to make this too much of a production. It's 4 a.m. here in Detroit. Um, and I'm sitting here on my couch and I was actually looking at the last episode that I put up about rhythm and flow. I was watching it. I'm sitting here and it's the middle of the night. This is kind of like my prime time. I'm going live. I always was debating myself whether or not I wanted to go live or just record it and put it up tomorrow. But I'm in the moment. I'm sure nobody's really up, or at least none of my subscribers are. I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking about this time of year and the way that this time of year sort of like plays tricks on people's minds. Um, in the past couple of weeks, I've kind of been up and down. It's been like you know, a wave of depression that comes with the time of year, the fact that it gets dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the fact that it's cold outside in Michigan, um, the holidays and how social media will show you a lot of things from people celebrating with their family, their kids, their wives, their girlfriends, or whatever it is. Um, and we as people, we have a tendency to compare ourselves or to sort of feel like um, we're not doing enough, or we're not being celebrated, or we're not loved because we're seeing someone else be loved in a way that might be different from the way that we're being loved, or whatever. There's a lot of nuances to what I'm talking about. But I wanted to hop on here. I'm actually feeling pretty good today in terms of being up and down mental health wise. Today and maybe yesterday and the day before even has been pretty good, for me personally. I was very afraid of this holiday season. On Thanksgiving, I did not feel very good at all. I was in a very bad headspace on Thanksgiving Day. But during that day, because I was being intentional, I was able to sort of reverse that. That morning, on Thanksgiving morning, I woke up and I did not feel good. Physically I felt good, but I'm saying mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I felt awful. I was afraid of feeling left out. I was afraid of um being alone again. Just to give you sort of like a synopsis on my life and why I do feel this way. I mean, the holidays have always had a way of making me feel bad personally because I'm a loner. Sometimes I feel great being alone. I love being alone a lot of times, but during certain times of the year, I don't like it as much. I remember this one time, I was much younger. I was probably 24, 25 years old. And I was spent probably what which was it was probably my first Christmas that I ever spent where I was like absolutely by myself. Nobody texted me, for the most part. It probably was a couple people. It might have been a couple relatives that might have texted me, say happy Merry Christmas or whatever. And I just remember being in the house like this feels awful. And I had never experienced it before, so I couldn't like brace myself for it. It was like the first time I had ever thought I ever run into this. I'm laying on the couch. I might have even been in tears at some point because normally in my life, because I was only 24, I had just really been on my own for only a few years at this point. And I had been in a relationship prior to this. And this was the first time that I wasn't in a relationship. My family wasn't doing anything. And I was just by myself. And going forward, um, I kind of vowed that I didn't want to feel that again. So this was like a thing that I had to go through to sort of learn, like, take the invitation. If people are reaching out to you and saying, we're having dinner, blah, 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 because I'm kind of a cynical person. When people invite me to things, or because I'm not really a people person, I'll turn it down and I'll say, I'm not really interested. I'm good. I'll be at home. But I learned that that's kind of dangerous because it comes with a lot of other things, and it gives you that, that sense of loneliness that it's kind of hard to kind of like fight through, unless you're equipped for it. And at that time, I wasn't. Now you fast forward, I have two children, a 7-year old son and a son that's turning 6 years old in 2 days. Um, Me and their mom did not last. We broke up about 4 years ago. And um, as any single parent, any co parenting parent will tell you, there is a balance, sort of like a tug of war that's being played, and it's unspoken. Um, it's not necessarily an actual war, but it's a it's a constant uh it's a constant consideration that you have to have for your partner. She has a family, I have a family. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you know, Memorial Day, anything, any holiday that families celebrate, we got kids. Her family might be celebrating, my family might be celebrating. Sometimes I have to concede and say, well, this year they'll be with you on Thanksgiving because your family is celebrating at this time, and last year I had them, and vice versa. Sometimes in that, I have to spend the holidays by myself without my children. That is not easy. This year, Thanksgiving, I didn't see my kids until nighttime. But that morning, it made me very sick to my stomach that I had to spend this Thanksgiving without my children. It was hard on me. I ended up seeing them, so that made me feel so much better because I didn't think that I would. Um, but this Christmas, um, this holiday in general feels weird, man. It doesn't feel like previous years have felt in my family. Um, it doesn't feel as festive. It doesn't feel as important. And as much as I don't want to admit it, I like the holidays because it's always been a source of camaraderie, get together for my entire life. Some years not, but I would be a liar if I was to say that I don't look forward to it for that reason. I like being able to see the people that I love and to make memories and to spend time with them and to not feel alone and to be insulated by their love. This Christmas, I was afraid of going through the same thing that I went through on Thanksgiving, not being able to see my children. So, um, up until yesterday, I didn't think we were doing anything as a family. My auntie called me in the morning real early, like, I don't know what you're doing, but if you're not doing anything tomorrow on Christmas at 2 o'clock, come over. We're having dinner. I was relieved because, like I said, I didn't think we were doing anything. And all week I've been fighting for myself. I've been fighting internally to keep myself afloat because I've been feeling awful up and down, the last month or so. And when she called and said that, it was like, oh my God, thank you. I get to see my mom. I get to see my sister. I get to see my cousins. I get to see my nephews. And I get to have something to bring and take my kids to. So I reached out, told my kids' mom, like, if it's okay with you, I'm going to come get my kids. My family's having dinner. I don't want them to miss it. So please get them ready and I'm gonna come get them and let them, be around their cousins and stuff tomorrow. Um, and I'm rambling. That's the whole point of the show. But my main purpose of turning this camera on was to sort of reach out for anybody who doesn't have the same toolkit that I have. I have the experience of doing this so long, being a loner, being a man during this holiday season, and n- knowing how to sort of brace for it and how to prepare for it, or how to combat the feelings. I just wanted to put this video up on Christmas Day intentionally for anybody who doesn't know how to combat it, who doesn't have a family, or who are not getting invites, or maybe their family are not doing anything, or maybe you're going through a breakup right now. That shit is the worst, bro. It's the worst. My last relationship I was in, it was with a woman that I wanted to marry. Um, we broke up probably the end of the summer. So the summer I spent just kind of like, saying, it is what it is. Fuck it. It's a breakup. I gotta hunker down and fight through this sadness. And then going into the holidays where I thought I would have been okay, I kind of wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of hard going through that holiday season immediately after the breakup, kind of like still missing my girl, wishing that I could be experiencing this time with her and not being able to. I just want to give the message to anybody who will listen that um shit's gonna be all right, bro. You know, things get better. No matter what you're going through, time will heal it. Things will pass. And whatever it is that's probably in the forefront of your mind right now, there will be a time where you will get there. You will have some distance between you and it, and it will become almost a laughable matter to you. It will be something that won't even matter anymore. Be careful. Take care of yourself. If you're getting a call and somebody that loves you is reaching out to you and saying, "Merry Christmas, bro. What you got up? Come through. The fam is cooking." I know me personally, because of the way that I feel, I'll take that invitation and I'll swat it out the air and say, "No, I'm good." And I'm sort of being managed, like, I don't want to receive the love because it makes me feel weak. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Be careful with yourself. Be nice to yourself. Be kind to yourself. If somebody's reaching out, it's probably because they care. Don't be a cynic like me and turn it down, or be don't receive it in disbelief, like, oh, they just, you know, receive the love and be intentional about receiving the love because you probably need it right now. As badly as your nervous system wants you to stay home or to ignore your calls. This time, was it last year? Yeah, maybe about a little over a year ago, somewhere, it was probably in October of last year or November of last year. It was cold, it was dark, my kids was gone, I'm by myself. I was living somewhere different. My living conditions were kind of awful. And I remember laying there like, yeah, this is it. There are no more days left in my story. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of things that contributed to that. It wasn't just the holidays. There was a lot of things contributing to that in that moment. This year, I could say I don't think it's gotten that bad, but it's gotten close. But to my surprise, today I feel good. I have something to look forward to tomorrow. I'm kind of excited to see my family, even if it's only 10 of us or whatever. My family's huge. So 10 people is kind of like no big deal, for our family. Because there's like, 50 of us, there's 40 of us. If we were to really, really get together, there's a lot of us. Tomorrow, it'll probably only be 10, 12 people. But I'm looking forward to that because I want to be around people that know me, that understand me, that love me, and generally have my well being in their interests. But yeah, I just wanted to put this message out there, man. Be careful with yourself. Be present. Go to the invite. Go to the Christmas party tomorrow with people that you love, though. Go be around somebody. You make a call. Call somebody that loves you. Maybe they're feeling the same way. Maybe you're not the one that needs to be saving. Maybe there's someone that feels the way that I feel. If you notice somebody's not around and they're isolated, make that call. At least try. Send a text. They might not even respond, but they'll see it, hopefully. And that alone is enough to sort of pull people out of their, you know, loneliness is an echo chamber. Loneliness is an echo chamber. You'll get lost in your loneliness, and sometimes you'll forget that there's more to the world than the walls of your home. Sometimes you'll forget, and sometimes you'll feel like you're a prisoner in your own home. And you're in there, you're not talking to anybody, you're just in the house. Sometimes a text can come through and it can shatter that for you, and it'll wake you up, and it'll be like, pulling somebody out of the lake when they're about to drown. I don't know, man. I just wanted to put this message out there. Um, Happy holidays, happy new year to anybody. Hopefully we all make it to the other side. Love and respect and appreciation goes out to all of you. Um, Holla.